guys, Mr. Gibson. I'm going to do a quick rational expression review. Alright, so here we have two rational expressions. Rational meaning ratio, that are fractions. We're going to add these two rational expressions together, okay? But you treat them a lot like you would treat a fraction, okay? Basically, they are fractions. They don't have a same denominator. You can't add fractions unless they have the same denominator. They need a common denominator. So what we need to do is we need to get this where it has a common denominator. So the first thing I'm going to do is look, this expression, this fraction lacks this n plus 3. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to multiply n plus 3. If I'm going to do it to the bottom, I got to do it to the top because essentially I'm multiplying it by 1. Okay. Well, this side, this fraction is lacking a 2. So again, I'm going to multiply the bottom by 2 and the top by 2 because that essentially makes it multiplying it by 1. So I haven't changed the expression, I've just changed how it looks basically. Okay, so I've multiplied by 1. Alright, so I have 2n times n plus 3. 2 times n plus 3 plus 2 times 2n and 2 times n plus 3. So now we're just going to do a little algebra. Distribution. Okay, so I'm going to have 2n squared plus 6n. Okay, distribute this too, so that's 2n plus 6. Okay, plus 4n, and distribute this 2n plus 6. Alright, so common denominator, so you leave the denominator alone like you would when you add fractions, and just add the top together. So you have 2n squared plus 10n. Okay? You're basically done at that point. Let's do a little factoring because we'll be able to cancel some stuff out. So I factor out a 2 because they both have 2 in common. 2n, that is. They both have 2n in common. I have n plus 5. Okay. These have a 2 in common. So let me get the n out of there. So this 2 will cancel. So I have n times n plus 5 over n plus 3. Okay, that's just to simplify it just a little bit. Alright. Really, I probably shouldn't have distributed the. That was a waste of time to distribute the denominator, but ended up factoring it out anyway. No big deal, but you do, once you get your answer, kind of want to factor to see if some stuff can cancel out, as it did. The 2 canceled out. Okay, so that's addition. Key thing here is find a common denominator. Alright, find a common denominator. That's what I was doing right there. Okay, subtraction, same thing. It's addition, just with a negative. Okay, again, this is lacking a 4n to the third, so let me put 4n to the third. Got to do it to top and bottom, so that this is just essentially multiplying by 1. Haven't changed anything about the actual problem. Alright, this is lacking a 3n plus 6. So multiply this by 3n plus 6. Top and bottom. Essentially multiplying this by 1. Okay, so let's put this all together. I have 4n to the third times 3n minus, so minus 6n times 3n plus 6. Okay, this is over 4n to the third times 3n plus 6. Alright, 4n to the third times 3n plus 6. Okay, so look, we got a common denominator now, but let's clean this top part off first. So let's have 4n to the third times 3n to the third is 12n to the fourth. Okay, distribute this 6n in there, so you have minus 6, oh my bad, 18 n squared, and 6n times 6n is plus 36n, alright? And so let's combine these together. Let me put a parentheses around this. Have 4n to the third times 3n plus 6, okay? I put this in parentheses because we're subtracting all of this, okay? So what I like to do is distribute the negative to make it an addition problem. So 12n to the fourth plus negative 18n squared minus 36n over 4n to the third, 3n plus 6, okay? Alright, a lot of work so far. But all we gotta do now is simplify, okay? All this was equal. So all we gotta do now is simplify, okay? These all have something in common. These all have 6n in common. So let me factor out a 6n, okay? And I'm left with 2n to the third, okay? Minus 3n, okay? And minus 6, okay? So we end up with there. And then I have 4n to the third over 3n plus 6, okay? Those will reduce a little bit to 2 and a 3. And one of these n's will cancel. So I've got 2n to the third minus 3n minus 6 over 2 times 3n plus 6, okay? We'll just leave it like that for right now, okay? So the big thing is, again, right here where you're finding the common denominator, okay? Or basically right there, all right? That's the big part. Now, that's subtraction and addition, basically the same. Now, the last thing is multiplication, and when you multiply fractions, you just multiply across, okay? So we're gonna multiply 1 times this. That's x squared minus 12x plus 20. And 2x minus 2 times 3. So 3 times x minus 2. Okay. Distribute the 3 and have 3x minus 6. Okay, and then have x squared minus 12x plus 20. Alright, on top. Alright, so let's see. I probably shouldn't even have done that. So let's see what we've got here. Multiplies to get 20, adds to get negative 12. I'm thinking negative 10 and 2, so x minus 2x minus 10. Alright, these have a 3 in common. So if you see this, these two are both on top and bottom, so they cancel each other out. And I'm left with x minus 10 over 3. Okay? These notes will be on the next page, and it'll be a little assignment for you guys to do. Okay? Good to review, and thanks.